Imagine a life where silence is not emptiness, but a sanctuary where quiet moments offer more than words ever could. In the world we inhabit today, filled with urgency and noise, Buddhist philosophy offers us an unexpected antidote, the power of mindful silence. These teachings do not ask us to abandon our voice, but rather to use our silence as a form of presence, compassion, and wisdom. Let us now journey into 5 timeless teachings that show us when silence becomes not just golden, but sacred. Silence in moments of anger, from reaction to reflection. In the heat of anger, words can become weapons, and our speech a battlefield. The Buddha taught that anger arises from attachment, aversion, and ignorance, the 3 poisons that cloud our perception. In such moments, remaining silent isn't a sign of weakness, but of inner strength. When we choose not to respond from a place of reactivity, we allow space for awareness to emerge. This space, like a still pond, reflects back the true causes of our rage. Is it fear, hurt, an unmet expectation? Once we see the roots clearly, we can act with clarity instead of impulse. The Dhammapada states, "Conquer the angry man with love, conquer the ill-natured man with kindness." Silence creates the condition where love and kindness can arise instead of retaliation. It interrupts the chain of samsaric reaction and redirects the energy inward toward transformation. In our silence, we do not deny the anger, we honor it by not letting it control us. In Buddhist practice, this pause becomes a mirror, reflecting the truth beneath our emotions. The more we look, the more we learn to differentiate between immediate pain and the deeper suffering caused by resistance. This reflection deepens our ability to respond with meta-loving kindness, 7 to our own afflictive states. Silence in conflict, the ground of compassionate listening. Conflict is inevitable in any human interaction. Whether it arises from miscommunication, opposing values, or emotional pain, conflict often ignites the ego's desire to be right, to defend, or to dominate. But silence, when practiced mindfully, can dissolve the armor of defensiveness. It allows us to truly listen not just to the words, but to the suffering behind them. In Buddhism, this is called deep listening, or avakalpa shravana, which invites us to listen without judgment and with the intention to relieve the other's pain. When both people in conflict pause to be silent, a sacred space emerges where reconciliation can blossom. Silence doesn't mean suppression. It means we value connection more than competition. It is said in the Majjhima Nikaya, "Speak only when your words are more beautiful than silence." In these moments, silence becomes a bridge. It leads us away from our fixed narratives and into a field of shared humanity, where vulnerability can be met with kindness. The result is not always agreement, but understanding, and often that is enough. Silence in the face of gossip and slander, a practice of integrity. Words are powerful, they can uplift or destroy, create bridges or build walls. Gossip, slander, and idle talk are described in the Noble Eightfold Path under right speech as acts to avoid. To remain silent in the face of gossip is to take a stand for ethical communication. It is a refusal to contribute to collective harm, even passively. In doing so, we shield ourselves from karmic residue and offer a subtle example of dignity. But silence here is not passive withdrawal. It is an active protection of truth, an act of compassion for those being spoken of and those doing the speaking. When tempted to indulge in gossip, ask, does this bring me closer to understanding, or further from compassion? As the Buddha wisely shared, when you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Right speech includes silence as a valid, powerful response. Our refusal to speak falsely or harmfully affirms a deeper truth that peace begins with what we choose not to say. Silence in witnessing another's pain. Presence beyond words. What can we offer when someone suffers deeply? Often, we rush to fix, explain, or comfort with words. Yet true healing sometimes begins in the embrace of wordless presence. Buddhist compassion, karuna, is not always expressed through action. It lives in the depth of our presence. Sitting silently beside someone in pain is a gift more powerful than any advice. The silence here is not emptiness, it is empathy made visible. It says, I am here. I see you. I will not abandon you. In the teachings of the Bodhisattvas, this quiet presence is likened to the moon, gentle, constant, and luminous amidst darkness. In our own lives, practicing this silence means resisting the urge to fix and instead offering companionship. It is about holding space, not offering solutions. In doing so, we create a sanctuary for healing. Silence in our own suffering, a sacred space for healing. When we ourselves suffer, silence becomes a vessel for self-compassion. It allows us to feel without needing to perform strength. Within the quiet, we meet ourselves honestly. Instead of narrating our pain endlessly, we sit with it. We observe its texture, its rhythm, its impermanence. In doing so, we honor our humanity. Buddhist meditation encourages us to welcome suffering, not to dwell in it, but to investigate it with loving awareness. This is Vipassana insight meditation. It teaches us that even the deepest sorrow, when held with gentle silence, begins to unravel. Silence becomes the womb of transformation. Just as the lotus blooms in still water, our healing arises in stillness. This silence is not isolation, it is communion with the deepest part of ourselves. We realize that within us is a vast sky, where thoughts, emotions, and suffering are only passing clouds. When silence speaks louder than words, silence is not emptiness, it is presence. It is the breath between thoughts, the space where wisdom gently unfolds. When we choose silence in the right moments, we do not withdraw from life, we return to it. More awake, more compassionate, more whole. So if this message of mindful silence has touched your heart, I invite you to support this journey. Like this video if you felt a moment of stillness, share it with someone who may be struggling in the noise, and subscribe to the Enlightened Mind Your Sanctuary for Buddhist wisdom and gentle transformation. Drop a comment below. When did silence teach you something you couldn't learn from words? Together, let's continue to walk this path quietly, deeply, truthfully. May your days be spacious, your words mindful, and your silence radiant.